What if there were a built-in mechanism inside your body that could regenerate your cells, burn fat naturally, and even shield you from deadly diseases, yet you have been sabotaging it every single day without realizing it? This is not science fiction. It is a discovery that led a group of Japanese doctors to win the Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine, and it is transforming how we understand health and longevity today. Picture yourself living past 100 with energy, sharp thinking, and none of the aches we associate with old age. Think that is a miracle reserved for a lucky few? Science says otherwise. Your body can repair itself so long as you know how to switch on a hidden process called autophagy. Most people have never heard the word. Yet it is the key that helps explain why places like Okinawa, Japan, have more centenarians per square mile than almost anywhere else. It is not about lucky genes or expensive medical treatments. It is about simple habits anyone can adopt, habits practiced in Japan for centuries. In this video, you will learn the exact protocol Japanese physicians recommend to live longer and better. I will reveal the rule of stopping at 80% full, the power of intermittent fasting, the diet that turns on cellular regeneration, and the inspiring story of a doctor who followed these principles and reached the age of 105. Most importantly, by the end you will have a clear, practical roadmap you can start using today, regardless of your age or current condition, to apply these time-tested teachings in your own life. We will also tackle the essentials: why snacking, sugar spikes, and late-night meals shut autophagy down, how long to wait between meals, and which Japanese staples enhance it. Forget quick fixes. Small, steady habits can restart your body's renewal engine starting today. Section 1. What is autophagy? Before diving into the Japanese habits that extend life, you first need to understand the biological process that makes it all possible. Autophagy. The word comes from Greek and literally means to eat oneself. Do not worry, it is not destructive. In fact, it is one of the most fascinating and powerful mechanisms in your body. Autophagy is your cell's built-in recycling and cleaning system. Imagine a maintenance crew working around the clock inside you. Whenever they find damaged parts, built-up toxins, or worn-out components, they break them down and reuse them as fuel to create new, stronger cells. It is like constantly replacing old machine parts so the engine never rusts or shuts down. This phenomenon was studied in depth by Japanese scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi, who received the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in the year 2016 for proving its vital role in human health. His research revealed that when autophagy switches on, your body shields itself from premature aging, strengthens the immune system, lowers inflammation, and can even destroy precancerous cells before they become a real threat. He also showed its role in preventing neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's by clearing away toxic waste that harms neurons. Here is the surprising part. You do not need expensive drugs or futuristic technology to activate autophagy. It is a natural function of your body, but it relies on your daily habits. Every time you overeat, overload on sugar, or skimp on rest, you interrupt this process. But when you give your body space and time, autophagy awakens like a silent army working in your favor. Think of it as an internal reset button we are all born with. But most people never press it because they do not know how. Japanese doctors have shown that small, simple choices, like stopping before you are completely full, spacing out your meals, sleeping well, or sticking to natural foods, are enough to trigger this incredible process. In the next few minutes, you will discover how to make autophagy your greatest ally by following time-tested Japanese principles now backed by modern science. Section 2. The problem. You are sabotaging it without knowing. Now that you understand the power of autophagy, here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people sabotage it every single day without even realizing it. The worst part? They do it through habits that seem harmless, but are actually silent enemies of longevity. One of the biggest obstacles is the excess of sugar and refined carbohydrates. Cookies, white bread, sodas, and processed foods constantly spike insulin levels. The problem? High insulin instantly shuts down autophagy. It is like flipping off your body's cellular cleaning switch right when you need it the most. Another common mistake is constant snacking. We live in a culture that tells us to eat 5 or 6 times a day to keep the metabolism running. But in reality, this prevents your body from ever entering repair mode. Every time you eat, even a tiny snack, your system temporarily halts its self-repair process. Then there is chronic stress and poor sleep. Constant stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that disrupts cellular balance. And if you do not sleep enough, you cut short the nighttime cycles when autophagy works at its peak. In other words, you could follow a perfect diet, but without rest, you will never reap the full benefits. And finally, one of the biggest culprits, ultra-processed foods. Preservatives, additives, trans fats, and excess sodium directly weaken your body's ability to renew itself. Many Japanese doctors point out that one reason aging seems faster in the West is not just overeating, it is the poor quality of the food we consume. The good news is, even if you are guilty of several of these mistakes, reversing them is far simpler than you think. You do not need an extreme diet or punishing routines. All it takes is gradually adopting the same principles that have helped Japanese communities reach record-breaking longevity. In the next section, you will uncover one of those ancient secrets that changes everything. The principle of hara-hachi-bu, the Japanese habit of eating until you are only 80% full. Section 3, hara-hachi-bu, eating until 80% full. Picture yourself at a delicious meal. Just as you begin to feel satisfied, instead of finishing your plate, you stop eating. That is the essence of the Japanese principle called hara-hachi-bu, which translates to eat until you are 80% full. This tradition comes from Okinawa, one of the world's longest living regions, where it is common for people to live past 100 in good health. For generations, Okinawans have practiced this simple yet powerful habit. The logic is clear. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for your brain to register fullness. If you eat until you feel completely stuffed, you have already overeaten. But what does this have to do with autophagy? A lot. Overeating forces your body to spend energy digesting and storing fat. Eating less than you could, on the other hand, allows your repair systems to kick in. One of Japan's most respected physicians, Dr. Shiaki Hinohara, who lived to 105, strongly advocated this practice. For him, it was not about dieting or restriction, but a philosophy: eat to live. Do not live to eat. Hara-hachi-bu also carries a psychological benefit. It teaches mindful eating, savoring each bite, and honoring your body's signals before hitting the point of discomfort. In the West, abundance is often seen as prosperity, but in Japan, health is rooted in balance. Here is how you can practice hara-hachi-bu, starting today. 1. Eat slowly. Chew thoroughly, and give your brain time to feel full. 2. Use smaller plates. It looks like more food, but naturally cuts portions. 3. Listen to your body. Stop just before reaching complete fullness. 4. Avoid distractions. Eating in front of a screen often leads to overeating. The results are striking. This habit not only supports longevity, but also helps maintain a healthy weight without extreme diets. Digestion improves, blood sugar levels stabilize, and most importantly, autophagy is triggered naturally. In short, hara-hachi-bu is not a fad or a trendy diet. It is a timeless principle proven across generations. And the best part? You can start practicing it at your very next meal. In the following section, you will learn about another Japanese habit that perfectly complements hara-hachi-bu: intermittent fasting, the natural tool to supercharge autophagy and rejuvenate your cells. Section 4. Intermittent fasting. The Japanese internal clock. Deeply rooted in Japanese culture, this habit simply means giving your body longer breaks between meals so autophagy can fully switch on. For centuries, the Japanese practiced this naturally without labeling it a diet, light dinners, long overnight breaks without food, and later breakfasts. Modern science now confirms what tradition knew all along. This rhythm was not just cultural, it was biologically perfect. Here is how it works. When you go 12 to 16 hours without food, your body shifts from digestion mode to repair mode. Glycogen stores deplete, insulin drops, and autophagy fires up to clean, recycle, and rebuild your cells. Japanese metabolism researcher Dr. Takayuki Teruya found that fasting stimulates the production of natural antioxidants, speeds up cellular repair, and even slows down aspects of aging. His studies revealed that fasting triggers protective molecules that never appear when you are constantly eating. The beauty of intermittent fasting is that it does not require extremes. The most popular method is the 16-8 protocol, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. For example, finish dinner at 8 p.m. and do not eat again until noon the next day. In Japan, many people already do this naturally with early dinners and late light breakfasts. Beyond boosting autophagy, intermittent fasting can regulate weight without crash diet, lower inflammation, a root cause of many modern illnesses, sharpen mental clarity, providing more stable brain energy. Renowned Japanese longevity expert Dr. Hiromi Shenya also promoted short, regular fasts to give the digestive system rest. He believed fasting did not just extend life, but also enhanced daily vitality. A common misconception is that fasting equals starvation. In reality, it is about reorganizing your eating schedule and making smarter food choices. A poorly planned fast, breaking it with sugary processed foods, erases the benefits. That is why Japanese doctors advise breaking a fast gently with nourishing options like vegetable juices, teas, or light meals. Here is how to begin safely. 1. Pick your window. Start with 12-12, then work toward 16-8. 2. Eat dinner early. The earlier you stop eating, the easier fasting becomes. 3. Stay hydrated. Drink water, green tea, or unsweetened herbal teas. 5. Listen to your body. Adjust the rhythm to your needs. Together, they create one of the most powerful longevity formulas ever discovered. In the next section, you will see which traditional Japanese foods and drinks amplify this effect, like healing juices and the famous green tea enjoyed by millions every day. In Japan, food has never been seen merely as a way to fill the stomach. It is medicine, preventive, nourishing, and meant to strengthen the body day after day. One of the strongest advocates of this approach was Dr. Yumi Ishihara, who served as the personal physician to several Japanese leaders. He promoted what he called a modified fast, starting the day with fresh juice, skipping lunch, and concentrating on a single balanced main meal. Fresh juices play a central role in this tradition. Carrot juice, rich in beta-carotene and vitamin A, supports eye health, strengthens the immune system, and helps cleanse the liver. Apple juice brings antioxidants like quercetin and natural fiber for smooth, balanced digestion. In Japan, these juices are consumed in small portions, not as meal replacements, but as gentle ways to break a fast. Another daily staple is green tea. It's almost a ritual in Japanese life. Packed with catechins, some of the most powerful antioxidants known, green tea reduces cellular damage and promotes autophagy. But it is more than chemistry. The act of brewing and drinking tea itself provides mindfulness and calm, lowering stress and restoring balance. Renowned longevity expert Dr. Hiromi Shenya often recommended green tea as part of his anti-aging protocol, calling it one of the most beneficial drinks in the world. There is also black tea with ginger and muscovado sugar. Ginger contributes anti-inflammatory and digestive benefits, while muscovado, far less processed than white sugar, retains minerals like iron and calcium. This warm beverage is often used as gentle energy support during fasting periods, keeping circulation active and steady. As for solid foods, Japanese diets emphasize freshness and simplicity. The base usually includes seasonal vegetables packed with vitamins, fiber and minerals. Seaweeds such as wakame and kombu, rich in iodine and antioxidants. Fermented foods like miso and natto, strengthening gut health and immunity. Fatty fish, loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that protect the heart. Whole grains like brown rice and barley, stabilizing blood sugar levels. The focus is always on quality over quantity. Traditional meals consist of small portions of many foods, creating balance across proteins, complex carbohydrates, and vegetables. Red meat is rare, and ultra-processed products are almost non-existent, standing in sharp contrast to Western diets. This style of eating does not just activate autophagy. It builds an inner environment that prevents heart disease, maintains a healthy weight, and extends life expectancy. Most importantly, it never feels like a punishment. It is flavorful, satisfying, and sustainable over a lifetime. In short, the Japanese diet is more than food. It is a daily ritual combining nutrition, natural medicine, and philosophy. In the next section, you will meet the inspiring figure of Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, the physician who lived to 105 by putting these very principles into practice. Section 6. The case of Dr. Hinohara, the doctor who lived to 105. If anyone embodies Japan's secrets to longevity, it is Dr. Shigeki Hinohara. Born in the year 1911, he dedicated his life to medicine and became one of Japan's most respected physicians. What amazed the world was not just his medical career, but the fact that he lived to be 105 years old with remarkable clarity, energy, and purpose. So what set Hinohara apart? First, he faithfully practiced hara hachi bu. He ate lightly, avoided excess, and stuck to a simple diet of vegetables, fish, rice, and small portions. He often said that overeating was the fastest way to age prematurely, and his own life was proof of that philosophy. Second, he never retired in the traditional sense. To him, retirement was a concept that drained life of meaning. He continued treating patients, giving lectures, and writing books well past the age of 100. His mantra was clear: always have a plan, even if it is for years ahead. Hinohara also valued daily movement. Instead of relying on elevators, he chose the stairs. He walked whenever possible and encouraged his patients to do the same. For him, consistent physical activity, even light exercise, was the true elixir of youth. Equally important was his mental outlook. He believed curiosity, joy, and the desire to keep learning kept the brain young. He often reminded people that the key was not just to live longer, but to live with enthusiasm and purpose. Finally, his view of medicine was balanced. While he respected medical advances, he warned against over-reliance on treatments and technology. To him, prevention and daily habits were the most powerful medicine of all. Dr. Hinohara's life proves that longevity is not about magic pills or secret formulas. It is about conscious choices repeated daily, eating in moderation, staying active, keeping the mind curious, and living with intention. That was his recipe for reaching 105 years, in both health and spirit. In the next section, you will discover how you can start applying these same Japanese principles in your own daily routine. Section 7. Practical tips you can apply today. After exploring the science of autophagy and the Japanese traditions that enhance it, the big question remains: how can you put all of this into practice in your daily life? The good news is you do not need to move to Japan or completely overhaul your lifestyle. Small, consistent changes are enough to create a massive impact on your health and longevity over time. 1. Practice hara hachi bu. At your next meal, stop before you feel completely full. Eat slowly, chew well, and pay attention to your body. Eating to 80% not only prevents excess calories, but also gives autophagy room to activate. 2. Try intermittent fasting. Start with a simple 12-12 schedule, 12 hours fasting and 12 hours eating. Once your body adjusts, you can move to the 16-8 method. Remember, it is not about starving yourself, it is about timing your meals. Stay hydrated with water, green tea, or herbal infusions during fasting hours. 3. Choose fresh, simple foods. Cut down on processed foods and refined sugar. Replace them with vegetables, legumes, fish, brown rice, and seaweed. Add fermented foods like miso or natto to strengthen gut health. Quality matters as much as quantity. 4. Make tea your ally. 1 or 2 cups of green tea a day provide antioxidants that enhance autophagy. You can also try ginger tea or black tea with muscovado sugar, both recommended by Japanese doctors. 5. Move daily. Forget extreme workouts, just stay active. Walk, take the stairs, stretch, or do light activity throughout the day. Small movements accumulate into big health benefits. 6. Cultivate calm and curiosity. Chronic stress disrupts cellular repair. Take time for activities you enjoy. Learn new things. And keep your mind engaged with meaningful projects, just like Dr. Hinohara suggested. These steps are not complicated or expensive, but they have the power to transform your health. The most important factor is consistency. It is not about doing everything perfectly right away, but about building habits you will carry for life. In the next section, we will tackle the warnings and common myths surrounding these practices so you can avoid mistakes and get the full benefits. Section 8. Warnings and Common Myths. So far, we have explored the major benefits of autophagy, intermittent fasting, and Japanese longevity habits. But it is just as important to clear up some myths and warnings so you can practice them safely. The first myth is that more fasting is always better. Many people assume that if 16 hours is good, then 24 or even 48 must be better. The truth is, extended fasts are not required to activate autophagy and can even be dangerous without medical supervision. The goal is not to push your body to extremes, but to find a sustainable balance. Another misconception is that autophagy is a magic cure for all diseases. While research has shown powerful effects in slowing aging, lowering inflammation, and protecting against certain conditions, it is not a replacement for medical treatment. It is a strong ally, but it must go hand in hand with overall healthy living and professional guidance. We also need to address risk groups. People with advanced diabetes, pregnant women, those underweight, or anyone with a history of eating disorders should not practice fasting without medical supervision. For these individuals, restriction can be harmful instead of helpful. Finally, there is the false idea that if you fast, you can eat anything you want. That could not be further from the truth. While fasting is powerful, what you eat during your eating window is just as important. A diet heavy in processed foods and sugar will cancel out the benefits of autophagy. In conclusion, autophagy and Japanese longevity habits are incredible tools, but they do not replace common sense. Listen to your body, consult a doctor when necessary, and always prioritize balance over extremes. Now you know the best-kept secret of Japanese longevity. A secret that does not come from expensive treatments or miracle pills, but from something far more accessible. Daily habits that respect your body's natural power to regenerate itself. Japanese doctors and the world's longest living communities have shown us that the key lies in 3 essential pillars. Eating in moderation, following Harahachi-bu, giving the body rest through intermittent fasting, choosing simple, nourishing foods, like fresh juices, green tea, and the traditional Japanese diet. To these pillars, we add the timeless lessons of Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, who proved that staying active, curious, and purposeful is just as important as food itself. The message is simple: you do not need to transform your life overnight. Start small, add one habit today, another tomorrow, and over time you will build a lifestyle that helps you not only live longer, but live those years with energy, clarity, and joy. Here is the truth. Longevity is not a distant destination. It is a series of choices you make every single day. Each bite of food, each moment of rest, and each cup of tea can become an investment in your future self. If this video inspired you, I would love for you to join our community. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up so more people can discover these Japanese secrets that change lives. and tell me in the comments, which habit will you start with today? Remember, the best time to start taking care of your health was yesterday. The second best time is today.